Taylor Farm Subdivision Part 2, the 45 acres, and then at the end of the video, we'll have the 53 acres available as well. But this is the gate that we're pulling out of for the 22 acre and a 26 acre, which is not shown on the map, but if you saw Part 1, you would have seen that. And you'll, at the end of the video, in the links below, you'll be able to have information to access that. But we're coming out of the subdivision, which is Taylor's Cove subdivision. We're going to take a right off of James Taylor onto Acton Road. And if you stay straight on Acton Road all the way through, it'll take you to Park Avenue, which at Park Avenue, if you turn left, would take you all the way to downtown Moody, on where Highway 411 is. Now, if you turn right, it would take you to the four-way stop, where you can turn right again to take you to the Trussville Country Club. And again, the 45 acres is a wooded tract. If you're looking for a tract that's wooded and you're looking to be 30 minutes from Birmingham, this will be a perfect scenario. Now, there will be restrictions on these tracts. On all four tracts, we'll have the same restrictions. But this is Acton Road. Very nice homes on Acton Road, which is part of Taylor's Cove. It's on the outside of the subdivision. But it's 45 acres. You have two entrances, which you're going to see in just a moment. And one entrance is better than the other. One entrance really has one home site, and then as you go up that entrance, it will take you to where the 53 acres is, or that property line. But this is Acton Road. That's the way we just came from. So that's from Taylor's Cove. It does have a culvert here, as you can see, and in that direction goes to Park Avenue and back out to 411, or to, if you want to go to Trussville. Now, the property on this entrance right here is probably your closest entrance into a home site, which is there. That's where we are standing right now, approximately. But it provides you probably the closest entrance and building site for utilities. And if you got land and you want to build on land, sometimes that can be your most expensive part is putting in the infrastructure, driveways, power. I always say water it's not that expensive because you can do some of that yourself. You can trench it and run your water line. But this offers probably the cheapest home site as far as to get to. Now it's limited. You have probably only one option, and that's maybe to build a basement. Possibly you could build a crawl space up here, depending on how you did it. It would be elevated up off the road. Again, this is an all-wooded tract here. The other access point, which you'll see in just a moment when we get to there, but this is the home site that I was referring to. You could easily do a basement. You probably could get a crawl space in here, maybe a slab if you did a little more work to it, again, which costs you money, and that's where we are on the map right there. Now, if you stay on this road, it would take you to the property line of where the 53 and the 45 acre meet, and if you stayed on the road all the way up there. But we're fixing to go to the other entrance, and we're almost there. We're walking down this road, walking down the trail, but this is the pipe where the creek comes, or stream comes across the road there, and that leads us to the best entrance, in my opinion, which is right here. You can't see it. Right in front of us is Acton Road, and you would just have to clean up this privet and open it up, and then you'll have to put a culvert because that creek we just saw comes right across this road. And to me, this is your best entrance because it gets you more into the interior of the property, which allows you to be able to cut more roads from a topographical standpoint because it does have some topography to it. Now, this is the area that you'll have to go in and put a culvert across, but isn't that pretty? Boy, that would really make a nice entrance to come into, and to be able to hear that and see that, you can really make it a show place. But we're going to walk in that direction that I just pointed to our next site, which is what I call the turn. The turn, that's where we just came from. We came right there, but if you look to the right where I'm pointing, there's another trail there, which gives you more access to the interior of the property. Now, we're going to walk up this road and kind of give you an idea how it lays for possible home sites. But you have multiple home sites, and again, this road does come out to a field that's partially would be owned by the 45 and the 53 acre. Now, if you bought both tracts, you would own it all, and you wouldn't have to use this entrance. You could use the 53, which you're going to see at the end of the video. So watch the end of the video to do that. If you hadn't already, like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And please share this video with your friends, because if this is not what you're looking for, it might be what they're looking for as well. But again, this is another little area that you could come up here and do something with. The better home site is on up closer to that field that I was talking about, but which is about right in there is where we've got circled. Right in there is the best home site, which is in this area, and you, really it's to the right and to the left, but really that's the way we just came. We're walking in the direction this way. More so to the right in here, in my opinion, that I think would be a good home site. But thanks for watching, and continue to watch, because the 53 acres is coming up right now. But be sure to call and text me at this number. You just saw the 45 acres on Acton Road, which is the neighboring property. Now we're at the 53 acres on Acton Road. This particular 53 acres is very private. You can see where we're located. You've got a gate there. Acton Road is just right here. We're going to walk to the first field in just a moment. And you can see we're not too far from the interstate and the schools there in Moody. But we're going to walk up a little bit. You can see we've walked up a little bit from the gate. Got a nice road in here. We're going to go to the first field. And you can see it's a flat area here that you could build. If you didn't want to build far back, this would be probably your most inexpensive location to build a house from a utility standpoint. But you can see that's where we're going to go to next in just a moment. And then that's the third field. That other one was second, third, and then the very back is where you could plant multiple green fields if you wanted to do that, and that's where that partial pond you'll see. Be sure to like and share and subscribe. But going back to the second field, which is here, it's very level, very private, just a little bit from the first field, so you can still save some money on utilities there. Give me a text or call if you'd like to come look. But be excellent to put a barn or a shop here, or put your house here if you wanted to. But we're going to walk from the second field to the third field, and I'm pointing over in this direction because we're getting kind of close to where the 26 acres and the pond and all that is along this road. So we're kind of on this line because it's kind of a narrow neck on the 53 acres coming in, then it widens open. But you know, you're 30 minutes to Birmingham, and you're only 10 minutes from Trussville too, which makes it excellent location as far as being able to have privacy, but also being able to have a nice piece of property. But this is the third field, multiple home site here. Multiple home sites on this property. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Look how this is like a pine plantation somewhat that you'd see in Georgia. This is just beautiful. You could come into if you wanted to bring your utilities back. We're going to start walking back there in just a moment, go down to the back fields you'll see in just a moment. But excellent riding trails. This probably has the most riding trails established and has the most fields on any of the tracks available. You've got about 4 different fields, really 5 if you count another area. And this is another, we're kind of looking at pulling back from the 22 and the 26. And right there in the right corner, that's part on this property, which is the 53 acres that you see there. I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous. And we're kind of leaving that third field, going back down towards the back area, and to where you'd plant your fields. You could plant a field here if you wanted to, which is just right behind the third field we just saw. and a lot of opportunity. Now there's a pond down here that's on the 22 acres. Now some of that right there is going to be on this 53 acre. A lot of white oak hardwood trees here, so it might be a good watering hole if you like to bow hunt. Might be a good watering hole that you could stay around and hunt this part of the property. And you got to have cover, and you got to have food, and you got to have water, and this could provide that if you like to deer hunt or turkey hunt too. So we're kind of at the back of the property basically, and you can kind of see that. You probably saw that in the earlier aerial, but this water does fluctuate. You can see how it's changing there. You can see how this was gray, the other, so you can tell the water does fluctuate there. So it's going to go up and down. Not a lot of grass in this, but again, be an excellent place to kind of put in some fields next to this. You're going to see this, and these fields that you're going to see in just a moment. We're talking about 400 feet linear, or 1,200 feet linear of length to go in there and plant fields right there. And nobody would be right up on you. It's like hunting the pipelines down in Greene County, where everybody's spread out, but everybody has room to hunt. Well, you could easily hunt 2 or 3 people back here if you wanted to. And that's what makes this kind of great and kind of unique. You got 53 acres. You come back here and plant fields. You could plant different fields in rotation throughout the year for the wildlife, then go in and plant your fall planting and offer a lot of opportunity for wildlife. And be convenient to Birmingham, be convenient to Trussville. We just kind of walking along this area to kind of give you some view. You can kind of get an idea that it needs to be bush hogged, but it has a lot of opportunity to come in here and do some things if you're looking for an estate tract where you can live on the property, you can ride the property, have possibly of having horses here too. That's another thing. Maybe you're not a hunter, but this is the possibility that you could come in here and fence this and have horses and have a really nice barn, have a really nice show place, and have your own entrance right off Acton Road and enjoy this 53 acres. I mean, gosh, what an opportunity to be able to do that. And because there's not really much available in this area, and you're only 10 minutes to Trussville. I mean, this is a fantastic opportunity if you're looking to really own something special and be able to create something that will last a lifetime for your families and for yourself. You got a lot of opportunity. You can hunt this, you can have pasture for your horses, and you can go in there and have you a nice barn, especially in that pine plantation area. Man, that would be a beautiful area to put a barn. Not just a house, but for the barn part would be excellent. But you can ride for hours, ride these trails, and the great thing about it is you got so much opportunity to go in there and create more trails. I haven't walked over all of them. What I've got there that you saw in the orange light lines, and you're going to see that in just a moment, all these little light lines are trails. So there's more, and you can create more. But right in here, we're close to the 45 and the 53 acre line. And, you could buy the 45 acre too. So you wouldn't necessarily, you could have nearly 100 acres right here of enjoyment and be right there in near the Birmingham. So, but lots of opportunity. You just have to come look to really see the opportunity here, because you got so many trails. You've got so many opportunities to go in and create more trails. This is another field that's on the 53 acres. This is kind of what I'd call the back left field between along that road that takes you towards the 45. That's where we were just moments ago in that direction. There's another little road there that would take you across the 45. So if you bought both, all these roads would interconnect. So that's just really unique. We're going to do a flyover right here, and that's those fields you just saw moments ago that we were walking along, and just a lot of opportunity there to do so much more, because it's all wooded, or you make that pasture for horses, and it's just really pretty, and transitioning between pasture to pasture with fencing and just a lot of different things that you can use, and there's more that you could open up. This lays really well. You've got some steep, but you also got some grade. You can kind of get an idea right there where the pasture's lower. You can kind of see it rise it up, but right there is the third home site that you saw moments ago, and then the other field just below that as it's leaving the screens where we just were moments ago. And then in far right is that second field, but we're back at the third field here. Put a barn, build a house here if you want to, but it would be pretty to put a barn and how this opened up for horses if you wanted to do that. And then leave your back area for hunting, then ATV trail, then you can build your house up closer to the road and save money on utilities. Just so much opportunity, and that's where if you go that way, you go to Acton Road and you go through the second in the first field. But that's the way we just came from earlier when we were talking about where the 45 acres was, where it kind of meets the line. That's over in that direction there. But just so much opportunity. We're right here on the 26 acre and the 53 acre line. Right there, immediately behind those trees, right there is the pond on the 26 acres. But give me a call at the number below or text me, and I'll be happy to show this to you. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.